Hi, welcome to my channel. This video gonna be about how to create a working folder in Siril for stacking your images. Or the very first thing what you're gonna have to do, as you see in the picture, to transfer your FITS files into a folder on your computer for further processing. There are two ways to do that. There is a very popular way to connect the Dwarf with a USB cable to your laptop or computer. Many people don't like to remove the SD card. I personally rather remove the SD card because the transfer is a lot faster that way. But I just wanted to show you guys how to do it when you connect the Dwarf with a USB cable. Because when you just do that and turn it on, and won't the computer not gonna recognize it automatically. So what you're gonna have to do, first you turn on your Dwarf and connect it with the USB cable, and the next step gonna be you have to go and connect it. First of all, you're gonna have to connect the Dwarf to your laptop. Tablet or phone, whatever you use to control it. And once it's connected, you're gonna have to go to settings, advanced settings, and then you're gonna see this MTP mode here that need to be enabled here, as you see on this picture. And once you did that, basically you're gonna be your computer gonna recognize the device and it's gonna show as a storage unit, okay, as you see here. All right, so basically once we did that and we go into our folders, you're gonna go to this PC, you're gonna see the Dwarf connected. You double click on the Dwarf and double click again, you see SD card, double click again and you're gonna see all these files, and you see here Dwarf 2. You double click on that and now you see the folders, the picture folders basically on the SD card that the Dwarf created. Now if you do astrophotography, you're gonna go to the astronomy folder, double click on that, and you see each of this file basically represents one of the sessions that you did with the Dwarf. This today I'm gonna use a session that I basically an M42 session that I did in the past. That was in February 8th, and you double click on that folder, you're gonna see the FITS file in that folder. But when you scroll down, you see that not only the FITS file are in this folder, there are the stacked PNG or JPG files, and also the shots info file. That's a text file that was created by the Dwarf. Now in the serial work folder, you need to make sure that these folders or files are not transferred, or if you transfer, you need to delete them, because if you leave them there, the serial gonna run into some errors. Okay, so what you're gonna have to do, basically, you select all these files. You can use Ctrl A and then copy, and then basically you can copy them in the folder that you're going to have to create. On the desktop I already created several folders, and the one right on the desktop I named M42 Dwarf 2. I opened it up and I created 4 different folders in it. There are different ways to stack in serial. There are more simple ways. You can use just light files. You can add darks, flats and biases. Now for the scripts, the folders need to be named this way. Okay, if you don't have darks or biases or flats, you don't necessarily need to create these folders. I just want to show you, if you do advanced stacking and you already have flats and darks and everything, then how the folders need to look like. This is the 4 folders that you're gonna use in serial. Okay, now your file, fits files captured by the Dwarf, they going, all of them going to the light folders. Okay, so I already copied them here from the Dwarf, and I'm not gonna do that right now again. This, especially if you're using the cable, it takes like 5-6 minutes to copy like these 225 files. So basically you just copy paste it. And I had also some dark files that I shot with the Dwarf. I already copied also those into the dark folder here that I created for the Siril. Alright, maybe this time I'm not gonna use those. You, like I said, in Siril, there is a script where you can stack all the light, fits files that you have from the Dwarf directly. There is no need for stacking. There is not. You don't have to have the dorks. The dorks are gonna improve your quality of the image at the end if you have dorks. I'm gonna create a video later how to shoot dark files. Okay, so basically after you're done with this and all these files, the fits files are copied in the light folder and the darks in the dark folder, you can close them, and then you can open up Siril. It's gonna take a couple seconds. Alright, so basically what you're gonna have to do next is to go to this button here, this blue button with a little house on it. This, when you press this button, you're gonna set the home folder for Siril. Okay, that's gonna be the folder where all the processing gonna happen. Okay, and so basically, since I put that folder that I created for Siril on the desktop, I go to desktop here, I find that folder that I named M42 Dwarf 2 right here, double click, you see all the folders that I created in it, and after that you press open. Once you've done that, basically Siril is ready for further processing. Okay, so if you want to process, in the previous video I showed you how to add additional scripts, because when you download Siril, you're not gonna have any additional scripts, only the basic ones that also you're gonna require all the different files for stacking, like the biases and the flats and all that. It's gonna code OSC pre-processing. Okay, now I showed you in the previous video how to download and add the scripts where you don't need those scripts, are doesn't need the darks and the flat folder files and stuff like that, which is basically, if you only have light files, you're gonna have to choose OSC pre-processing without DBF. Okay, that's what I'm gonna do now. When I press this, basically it's gonna start to process those light files. Siril is pretty fast, so 125 fits usually are done in a couple minutes. So I'm gonna wait until this gonna be all done. This all depends on the speed of your computer.